What's up, bros and broesses? Some of you guys may have noticed that in the recent days we have acquired 20 subs. So we decided to do a tournament between the members of Hippopotamus Sandwich to commemorate said achievement. We decided to do a mixed tier battle, and I got paired up with Jay Biddles in the first round. So I get up rocks, and he fakes me out, and all that good Ambipom versus Aerodactyl type things. And then I get off a rock slide on his Scizor, and he bullet punches and kills me. So I go out into Gorilla Face, my Infernape, and I really expected him to switch there, so I tried to U-turn, which ended up being a humongous fail, because it did like nothing. So I go out into my Raikou, and I'm like, Aight, Calm Mind, because bullet punches resisted. So I do that. And it actually did more than I thought it would, because this is a Choice Band Scizor, and I didn't know that. But it was. And Bullet Punch does a lot again, and then I kill it with Thunderbolt. So I kill him with Thunderbolt, and he goes back into his Ambipom, and he claps in my face, and it kills me. So now I'm dead. So I go out into Henrik, who's the coolest Pokemon in the entire world, because Lugia is incredible, and it rapes everything. So he goes out into his Togekiss, and I set up the Toxic on his Togekiss. And now, for the next, 9 minutes, it's Stall War 2009? 3000? So I use Ice Beam on his Togekiss, and I expected it to do more damage, but it really doesn't do anything. And he Thunder Waves me, which kinda sucks, because I was running Timid instead of Bold on my Lugia. But it doesn't really matter, because Lugia's just that much of a monster. And then he Roosts, and I was like, ugh, boners! Because Roost is annoying. And then I Ice Beam, and since it removes a flying type, it does, zero much of damage. So Toxic's building up on him, and he Air Slashes just to flinch para me, and I get the Paralyze. And I'm like, alright, that's to be expected. And then he gets Toxic again. And then I get Leftovers, and he switches out, and I was like, alright, Palkia, I'll do okay damage with Ice Beam, and it's like, haha, double Paralyze! You're a douche, Garrett. That's why you can't get a battle win. Pokemon. So he Spatial Rins, and I Toxic him, and then I'm praying that I don't get the Paralyze, because Spatial Rend is doing a little bit. It would be it would be a 2 HKO, because it's doing a balls load of damage. But I get the Roost, and I'm like, sweet, no para. And then he gets hurt by Poison. So I'm like, a Roost again, and I'm like, come on, don't paralyze, don't paralyze, don't paralyze, don't paralyze! Don't paralyze! And then I get off the Roost again, which is pretty epic. Also, Spatial Rend looks really tight. I've never seen Spatial Rend before, because I don't usually play Ubers, but it looks pretty tight. And then he uses Spatial Rend again, and it does a nuts load of damage, and that's when I get the Paralyze, but by then it doesn't matter, because he dies from Toxic, which is pretty win. So he goes back out into his Togekiss, and we have a Stall off again, and he roofs off his damage, and I do the same. So we're pretty much landing and healing our bird wings all over the place. Pretty much what's going on right now. So he's still Toxic, so he's taking Toxic damage, and he Air Slashes, and he doesn't get Flinch or Paralyze. I hit with Ice Beam, and I get a crit, so that might be the luckiest turn of all time on my part. So yeah. And and I get hit with Air Slash again, and I flinch that time, which is to be expected. Serene Grace and all that stuff. And I'm just getting Leftovers. He Air Slashes, and I get a roost off just because he's gonna die from toxic anyway, and I just want to have full health. There's no point to attack. And he finally dies from toxic, which is good because Togekiss was really annoying. And then he goes out into Latios, and I Ice Beam here just to see how much damage it would do, and he starts Calm Minding, and I'm like, oh crap, this thing's gonna sweep the rest of my team. But luckily, I put on my team the second coolest Pokemon in the world, Choice Scarf Primeape, with Punishment, which, for those of you who do not know, does more damage the more the other person uses stat uppers. So Punishment freaking kills that Latios, which is really awesome, because otherwise I would have been in some serious trouble. Because Latios is pretty good. So, I go back into Hendrick to take the fake out, and then he returns and it does nothing, so I just Toxic his Ambipom. And Ambipom is losing health up in here, and he U-turns and goes into his last Pokemon, which is his Lapras. And Lapras is a pretty cool guy. He Dragon Dances and doesn't afraid of anything. So yeah, I actually wasn't expecting the Dragon Dance, and when he used it I was like, wait, what? But yeah, so he Dragon Dances again. Actually, I Toxic. I forgot that I Toxic to there. But yeah, he Dragon Dances again, and I'm just like, Whirlwind, lol. Because Whirlwind is cool. And I blow on his face, and he flies away, and it drags out his Ambipom. And then I'm getting really tired of, like, stalling, so I decide to go out into my Primeape again, and he uses Fake Out, and gets a crit. Which is kind of annoying, because it kills my Primeape, and I'm pretty sure it wouldn't have killed my Primeape before, and I'm Choice Scarf, so I would have killed the rest of his team with close combat, but yeah, that sucks. So I go out into my other Uber, which is Mewtwo. My cat times 2, because my cat's name is Mew, because my cat's awesome. And I use Aura Sphere, kill his Ambipom, and then he goes out into Lapras. I use the Aura Sphere once again. Actually, he Ice Shards, and that does sort of damage. And then I Aura Sphere, and finish the match. So, great game, J Biddles. I liked that battle. It was pretty good.